You,
Right.
a history professor.
Right, that tells you something.
That lives back in the 1950s with Unitas, and then you've been telling me about Montana.
There you
Even
go.
Tom Brady. You're ready to crown
Yeah, he's better than Brady.
Patrick Mahomes.
I think
He's
so.
better than Tom Brady.
I understand that Brady's got 7 titles, and I love Brady. I love his competitiveness. This guy's incredible. I mean, he never makes a mistake. He can play in cold weather. He's proved that. He had one bad half. In every playoff game we've ever seen, we've had one bad half. He was terrible against the Bengals 2 years ago in the second half when they lost. Other than that, he runs. How about the play he made last week when he's running out of bounds? He throws the ball out of bounds to save yards with his left hand. I mean, he is so great. You can't beat the guy. I mean, you can't beat him. And listen, he's better than any quarterback today by far. You want to put him, we'll do a little list, have some fun with it later. I know that Stephen A. thinks I'm nuts. I know probably Swagoo, who I love, he thinks I'm nuts too. And I do go back to 1967 with these quarterbacks. I saw Starr against the Cowboys with the ice ball, 68 yards, 338 in the worst weather of all time. I saw the game, and I saw the drive. He called every play. Great. There was
worst
nobody.
weather of all time?
Best drive of all time.
What about that fog bowl in Chicago where you couldn't even see 2 feet in front of you?
I saw that.
Worst weather of all time? Worst weather of all time?
You're saying Patrick
It was 59
Mahomes.
below that day.
Can we pause for a second? Stephen A. and Marcus, I need to hear from you. He is saying Patrick Mahomes, our historian, is the greatest of all time. Like, Marcus, is he better than Tom Brady? Is that true?
He's very close. I'm not going to make him the GOAT yet, but I think he's the most talented quarterback we've ever seen when it comes to the way that he plays the game and how he can put his stamp and dominate the game. And we have all this conversation about wins and losses being a quarterback stat. Pat Mahomes is the anomaly. He is absolutely the reason why Kansas City wins games. And it's more about him than any other phase. And I know the defense has been great. I know he had Tyreek Hill. I know Travis Kelce has been there. He has impacted winning to me more than any quarterback I've ever seen. So if you determine he's the GOAT by that, I'm not mad at Mad Dog. I have him very close to being the GOAT. I think this game, and I said it when we were talking about the Ravens and the Chiefs, I think this game, if Patrick Mahomes wins this game, last year we talked about Philly being a better team, but you still felt like Kansas City had a legitimate shot because of Pat, and they had some success offensively. This year, to me, has been the hardest year on Patrick Mahomes' career when it comes to playing quarterback because of the people around him. And he ends up in the AFC Championship. The Chiefs are not better than the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens quarterback is playing just as well in this particular season. If he goes and wins this game and then goes on to win the Super Bowl, he'll be the GOAT to me for the rest of his career.
To me, the 2 most talented quarterbacks, that I've ever seen is Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. As a talent. Patrick Mahomes' resume threatens to challenge Tom Brady and supplant him as the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Here's what I would say to you, Doggy. You're not wrong from this perspective. Mahomes, his winning percentage is actually better than Tom Brady's. They're 1 and 2 respectively. Mahomes at 87 and 25, 77.7% of his victories. Tom Brady, 286 and 95. That's 75% of his victories. So the numbers are there. And then you look at Patrick Mahomes in the postseason. 13 and 3, averaging 285 yards passing, 38 touchdowns, just 7 interceptions, a 106 passer rating, which ranks as the highest in NFL postseason history with a minimum of 150 pass attempts. Okay, going historical, Doggy, because you'll appreciate this. Only Bart Starr has a better career postseason record than Patrick Mahomes in a minimum of 10 starts. Only Bart Starr. So I get it. Here's where it becomes a bit problematic. We did see Patrick Mahomes lose a Super Bowl to Tom Brady. We did see him lose an AFC Championship game to Tom Brady. Oh. Not only did we see those things, okay, so that means 2 of the 3 postseason losses that Patrick Mahomes suffered was against Tom Brady. So we got to get that out the way, okay? And then not only do you have that, here's what you can ask yourself. I know that Tom Brady had Randy Moss once upon a time, okay? Well, by the way, they didn't win a Super Bowl then. You understand? They got to the Super Bowl, but they didn't win. Of the 7 titles he won, he never had a Randy Moss. Patrick Mahomes did have Tyreek Hill. He did have Travis Kelce. Now, he had Gronk, no doubt about it, and I get all of that. But to me, when you look at Patrick Mahomes, the question is only one thing and one thing only: longevity. That's it.
Yep.
Are you going to do this over the next decade? What he's doing right now, doggy, I get exactly what you're saying. It's just that what Tom Brady gets to say to anybody is, can you call me 10 years from now? Because, see, I did it for 20. Can you call me 10 years from now? Let's see what he's doing then. That's the only argument he has, but it is a profound one, nevertheless.
Well, let me ask Swagoo, man. Molly, take your. Let me ask Swagoo. Swagoo, you got a game of life for your win, and you're on the team. You're a defensive. You're playing for a big game, and game for your life, where you're taking a quarterback that you have seen play at a peak performance. You take Mahomes over Brady, wouldn't you?
Mahomes, yes.
No,
you would?
Mad Dog, not now.
I would.
Listen. Here's the thing, man. This is why the conversation becomes so hard. Because in football, like Stephen A. just brought up, Pat Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers, talent is unreal. But I can't dismiss the fact of how many times I saw Tom Brady in critical moments either get his team in field goal range or go win a game. Y'all remember, we not far removed from Tom Brady being down 28-3 in a Super Bowl and coming back and orchestrating a comeback. We not far removed from him leaving New England, where the question was, is it him or the head coach?
Let me tell you why I think that an argument could be made against you. Because you're talking about Tom Brady finding a way, and obviously, but Patrick Mahomes has also proven he finds a way. And so now we get to look at their talent. I'm talking about as presently constructed. Tom Brady can never run like that. He can never extend plays like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what Tom Brady did. Okay, it was a rare moment, maybe like 3 occasions in his 20-year career where we saw him do that. And so that's what you have to look at from that perspective. If Doggy is right in terms of the minimal amount of mistakes that Patrick Mahomes makes, okay, we know that he can make all the requisite throws. We know his decision-making is sublime. We know he's a winner. He doesn't crack under pressure. He can play at home or go on the road. It doesn't faze him. So now I got to take into account your ability. And I'm saying that I'm not taking anybody over Tom Brady. Tom Brady, in terms of throwing the football, absolutely correct. But when you take into account being able to throw and run, Tom Brady did not run. And so because of that, especially looking at today's game, there's no way in hell, even with the greatness of Tom Brady, that I would take him over Patrick Mahomes because of Patrick Mahomes' ability to extend plays with running.
Yeah, the problem that you have. Go ahead. No, the one thing I was going to say, Scott, the problem you have arguing against Brady is the number. He's got 7.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to get to 7.
Yeah, it was like
even
MJ
from home.
and LeBron.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to get to the number.
But we've also seen, all right, and I think Joe Burrow is an athlete, but we won't deem him as a dual threat quarterback. I saw Joe Burrow win in Kansas City. I saw Tom Brady win in Kansas City. Right now, I'm just not ready to go as far as watching somebody who dominated the game for a span of 2 decades.
Swagoo, I think I got you. I think I got you. Because you know your basketball.
Yeah.
We call MJ the greatest. He was never going to catch Bill Russell.
Yeah.
So it's not always about titles, Doggy, is the point. 11 titles for Russell, 6 for Jordan. Hell, 6 for Kareem, 6 for Jordan. But we still call Jordan the GOAT.
But here's the thing, though, Stephen A. Here's the thing, and I understand what you're saying. But you just said that Pat Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers are the 2 most talented quarterbacks that you've ever seen.
Yes.
Tom Brady was winning titles when one of those quarterbacks was the most talented quarterback for a long time. He won titles then. When Pat Mahomes made this ascension, it was phenomenal. He won titles then. To me, going back to basketball, that's why the argument about LeBron and Jordan is so difficult. We didn't get to see them in the same era. We saw Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers' era. We saw Tom Brady and Pat Mahomes era. And Pat was young and he has time to ascend. But he's played them and had success against them and went on to win Super Bowls. So just right now, I'm not ready to say that. But when it comes to Pat, if it's ever been a trajectory, which we never thought that it would realistically be somebody that we talk about with the potential to win 7 Super Bowls. I really believe he does have the potential to do that over the span of the rest of his career. But we've seen Tom Brady with both of these guys in his career matched up head to head, and he's went on to win Super Bowls after beating them. I'm just not ready yet, Mad Dog.
Yeah.
I got you.
When,
Fair.
when the game's on the line, you can never count out Brady. I mean,
Definitely
Mahomes
can't.
either.
And let's not
Brady
forget-
just larger pool.
And please, let's not forget Montana. 4-0 in the Super Bowl.
Oh, you don't start.
No touchdowns.
He in the conversation.
I know interceptions. And no interceptions.
Hey.
Stevie,
He's in
no
the
picks
conversation for
in
sure.
4 Super Bowls. All
he's in
wins.
the
I brought
conversation.
that up to you.
He's in the
Brought up Unitas.
Yeah, you did a good job with Montana.
Elway, yeah, you know, all
You
your,
saw
all
Montana
your
play?
guys, and you still went home. Yeah, I saw Montana play.
I'm just asking. I wasn't sure.